Hey guys, Sam here from Chalice and Chains, and today I wanted to do a quick video on the Force Dice from Fantasy Flight game Star Wars. Just kind of an observation and maybe some clarification here for some people who haven't used it. I believe on the Force Dice there are more black pips that will show up when you roll it than white pips, meaning that your probability of rolling dark side force points is higher than light side force points. And that might seem a little bit weird in contrast to the fact that the game is sort of designed with the default expectation that you will be playing a light side character if you're playing a force user. So why is it then that you have a higher probability of rolling dark side points or pips? Well, I mean, if you think about it, every explanation we get of the dark side of the Force is that it's seductive, right? That it's easier to draw on, that it's tempting, and that the light side, while it's always there, it's maybe harder to use. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because it's you know, the dark side is always there reaching out to you saying, here, use me, this is the quick and easy path. So to me, they've designed that, they've brilliantly, in my mind, put that mechanic into the game with the fact that they have that dark side point. And I think that sometimes players will get frustrated, right? Because if they're trying to really stick to the light side and they're just one after another rolling dark side points, that can be frustrating. Now, you can use those dark side points. It doesn't mean that you can't use your force powers or whatever abilities. It just means that there's a cost, right? But with everything in the Fantasy Flight game Star Wars system, it all is designed to push the narrative to the front, right? So if you're in a highly tense situation and you're trying to use a force power and the dark side pip comes up, and you're trying to be a paragon, right? That's a perfect opportunity for you to say, okay, to look at the situation from the fictional perspective, right? And say, okay, boy, you know, my allies are in real trouble here. If I don't succeed at this, we could all be in big trouble, you know? And while, you know, and I'm feeling all this fear and anxiety, and I draw on the dark side in that moment of fear and desperation, excuse me, because I feel like I need to accomplish my goal, right? That's cinematic, that's fun. And yes, you take some strain and you take conflict if you're playing Force and Destiny, and you flip a light side point to dark side. But to me, that's awesome. Like, that is a really cool story moment right there, where you're wrestling with the idea of what do I do? Because in Star Wars, that's what Force users deal with. And especially in the dark times where, you know, they're on the run and hiding from the Emperor and you know, Darth Vader and all of that. So, you know, anybody out there who maybe is playing the system who's frustrated with that, really try to focus not on the mechanics of your character, but on the fiction and the narrative, and try to be in the moment when that happens. And think about it from a story perspective. What would that be like? You know, that dark side point coming up, that's my temptation right there. You know, and really use that. And realize too, I mean, you can atone too. It doesn't mean that you're gonna immediately fall to the dark side, but think about that. Because in the films, you see Luke Skywalker draws on the dark side of the Force. You know he does. He acts out of anger, fear, and aggression several times. But he didn't fall to the dark side. So think about that, and let me know what you guys think. Happy gaming.